Managers, business leaders, shop floor executives, operators, process control engineers. Many people in the daily activities need to make a lot of decisions. Some of them go right and some of them go wrong. What's important in this whole thing is to understand decision making as a process. Just like any work process of a workflow improves over time, why is it that the decision making quality of an organization does not improve over time? Classically speaking, just like all process improves, decision making process should also improve of an organization. So how should the decision making process look like? If you have it as a process, then it's very easy for one to rectify the decision making process and ensure that over time the organization time and again takes the right decisions. So what are the steps of the decision making process or the stages of the decision making process? The first step that I see is identifying the opportunity or the issue or the business challenge or the workflow challenge. Now it's important that this identification has to be right and the identification has to be done at the right time. The next is data analysis. Now as and when decisions making become complex and difficult to make, the data analysis part, gathering and analyzing the data, becomes complex. So it's important to split it up into two. The first bit of data analysis to be done through internal sources, as in the managers need to sit together and make this happen, and the other bit of data analysis has to be done through the external sources. So it's very important that organizations do both parts of the data analysis by external consultants or by engaging consultants or by attending seminars or some way, but external input has to come. So now, needless to say, there are organizations who give more importance to external consultants than internal. There are organizations which do everything internally. Both of these are not right practices. There has to be a healthy balance in the two. Having done the data analysis, it's time for defining the problem statement or the opportunity sense, quoting the opportunity in the right manner. In the third stage, you define the problem or capture and size the opportunity. You can use the traditional tools like root cause analysis and all these for this, but tools I'm not talking of as of now. Classical managerial tools, there are sufficient number of them to make this happen. Once the problem is defined well, then comes the scope of generation of options. What are the various options available? How do you generate options? Have you generated adequate number of options? Have that list been exhaustive enough? Once the options have been generated, then in a classical manner they are all evaluated. Evaluation of options take place, and once evaluation of options take place, that is when the final recommendation or the final decision will happen. And after the final decision is the huge portion of what we all know, which is a black box often, is implementation. And of course, this then is as a feedback, it feeds into this. Now, once you see decision making like this, I would encourage organizations to have decision making meetings. Let them call this meeting as a decision making meeting. So it's very clear that they have to spot opportunities, they have to spot the issues, they have to spot the challenges and come together and have the decision making meetings, having done all the stages. Now the advantage of looking at decision in this manner is that it's also easy. Once they have established it as a process, it's easy to fix the process if a decision doesn't work well. So, for example, some of the questions, if things do not go right, are: have we identified the right issue, the right issue at the right time? The second can be: have the right people, have the right people come into the meeting, been involved? People, or you say the right function, the right department, the right geographies, have they been involved? Third, is adequate data on table? If not, are we consciously making a call with less data and so forth? So therefore we know that we might run into some issues, and course correct can be an immediate integral part. Has the problem has the problem been defined rightly? Have enough options been generated? And so on. We can also think of things like: have the evaluation of these options been carried out by the right people? Has the implementation plan been worked out in detail? And has the feedback loop which we have here, is this feedback loop a very strong one? So all of these, when you put them together in a work process, it's over time one can identify which decisions have got right, which decisions have gone right, and therefore where have all these elements played a part. The decisions which have gone wrong, why has it gone wrong, and fix that. So just like it's important to have the right people in the whole process involved, whether it be geography, whether it be uh, function, department, all that. The other important thing is that all of this needs to be done at the right time. Either of these going wrong, the complete process of decision making in an organization will collapse over a period of time. And you'll have, and an organization will have instances where some things work, some things don't work. Given the state of the world, given the challenges, given the complexities, given the problems, given the issues, it's not possible to take gut-based decision or decisions which are not thought through as a process. Decision making is a process, and organizations must follow it in that manner.